Let's make a stem and leaf diagram for all of this data right here. All right, so let's notice, first of all, that our lowest number is 139 and our largest number is 201. So the leaf is always one digit. So since we have 3-digit numbers, that means our stem will be 2 digits. So I'm going to start with 13, that's the first stem, and I have to do every number between 13 and 20. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then I put a line between the stem and the leaves. All right, so I'm going to start with 139. Behind the 13 is a 9, so I'm just going to put a 9 here. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of tick it off as I go so I know that I've actually used it. 153, we'll go to the 15 and we'll put a 3 behind it. 179, we'll go to the 17 and we'll put a 9 behind it. 201, let's go to the 20 and put a 1 behind it. 163, we'll go to the 16 and put a 3 behind it. 168 is a 16 again, and we'll put an 8 behind it. 157, I'll go to the 15 and put a 7 behind it. 170, I'll go to the 17 and put a 0 behind it. 172, I'll go to the 17 and put a 2 behind it. 165, I'll go to the 16 and put a 5 behind it. 145, I'll go to the 14 and put a 5 behind it. 155, I'll go to the 15 and put a 5 behind it. 161, I'll go to the 16 and put a 1 behind it. And then 151, I'll go to the 15 and put a 1 behind it. Now we're not quite done. We do need to put things in order. So all of the leaves need to be in order. So I'm just going to redo it and then just reorder my digits that are on the right side. And you can do this as you go if you want to. I just think it's easier to just rewrite it. And I know that's not very straight. All right, so there's nothing different to do with the 9 and the 5. But the 15, we want to put these digits in order. So 1, 3, 5, 7. And then 1, 3, 5, 8. Notice I'm trying to keep them lined up. 0, 2, 9. And 1. All right, so our stem and leaf diagram shows us the shape of our distribution. It shows us where we have more entries, where we have more data. Let's notice here we have more data in the 150 and 160 range. We can guess that the average is somewhere in this area. The center of our data is somewhere in this area. And we can also kind of tell that 201 might be a extreme value. It might be an outlier just because of the distance between all of the other data and the 201. Later on, you're going to learn about histograms, and the advantage of the stem leaf is that we also can get the data back from this diagram. We can actually go from this diagram back to this original data. Now, this doesn't work for a huge amount of data. You don't want to make a stem leaf diagram because it would be so tedious.